Hey guys, and welcome to Cleaning Up History, where my goal is preserving headstones and cemeteries and telling forgotten stories of the past. This is a story of a forgotten child who was possibly murdered by his family. No stones mark his final resting place, and only a handful of newspaper articles and one census record records his short life here in East Tennessee. I tell this story because a person is not forgotten until the last time their name is spoken. This is the Lonas Mullins story. Did his stepfather really poison him? Did his grandmother have something to do with his death? I'm going to share his story with you and let you decide what you think happened to Lonas. As I talk and tell the story, I'm going to share the newspaper articles and various records that I found regarding this little boy. As well as just talk and share testimonies, newspaper articles, letters written regarding this case and this child's life. And I'm just going to go ahead and start. Lonas, they lived in New River, Smoky Creek area in Scott County, Tennessee. It's actually real near the Anderson County, Tennessee line. And Lonas was the son of Samantha Carroll and William Mullins. Now, Samantha and William got married in 1891 in Scott County, Tennessee. And I'm not sure if William Mullins passed away or if they got a divorce. But in 1896, Samantha remarried to a man named Riley Lowe. Now, it's very, very evident from all of these newspaper articles and the case in general that Samantha Carroll's mother, Angeline Carroll, did not like Riley. And she did not want her daughter with Riley, and she wanted her daughter to get rid of him some way or another, according to these newspaper articles. And Samantha, she had 2 children from her previous marriage, Lonas, and a little girl named Effie. And then Riley and Samantha had 2 children, Kissy and Elena. So there were 4 children in their household, and they lived on the same property as Samantha's parents, Houston and Angeline. They had separate dwellings, but they were on the same property. On the day of September 9th, 1900, 8-year-old Lonas Mullins passed away. And I'm still unclear of what happened to little Lonas. But I'm going to read you some of the testimonies and some of the letters, and while I'm sharing various newspaper articles on here. According to some court testimony, Lonas was an 8-year-old boy of average intelligence. Shortly after Lonas's death, Riley Lowe was arrested for the murder of his stepson. All of the newspaper articles that came out stated that Riley had poisoned his stepson with strychnine. And he was found guilty in court in Scott County, Tennessee, and he was sentenced to the death penalty for this crime of killing this 8-year-old child. He requested a retrial in which it was granted, and he was again found guilty of murder of little Lonas. And then eventually he filed an appeal, and his case was actually heard in the Supreme Court. And here is this is a statement. I'm going to read it to you. It's a statement that Riley gave to the Knoxville Sentinel on November 11th, 1901. I am just as sure as I am living that when I am given another hearing, I will be acquitted. I did not kill my little stepson, John Mullins, nor did I have anything to do with it. I went to a store and bought some strychnine, it is true. But this was some time before the night the child died, and the only thing they had against me was that I had been seen to buy the stuff. It was walking about the house, and it was illegible typing when the child died. My mother-in-law hated me, and when she saw that, it was a good opportunity to cause me trouble and had me arrested on the charge of killing the boy. When the trial took place, she was the principal witness and did all in her power to work the case up. I am not guilty and can easily prove this when the time comes. I have heard from my wife several times since I've been here, but her people have been keeping her at home and will not let her write me, and she can do so only when she steals out. And that was the statement he gave to the Sentinel. And then eventually a letter was actually published in one of the papers, a letter that Samantha wrote to her husband. And let's see here, this one is dated July 8th, 1901. So this was a letter that he received before he made that statement. It was probably one of the letters he was referring to in his statement. But I'm going to go ahead and read this letter to you. Letter from Samantha, Smoky Creek, Scott County, Tennessee, July 8th, 1901. Dear husband, I write you a few lines to let you know that I am well and hope this will find you well. I would love to see you awful well, and the children said to tell you they wish you would hurry up and come back home to us, and I wish so much that you was with us now. Well, Riley, I don't want you to think hard of me. You know who caused all this trouble. You know my mother caused all this trouble, and that I would have never been against you if it had not been for my mother persuading me to mistreat you. I'm so sorry I ever listened to her persuading me to leave you. You know she was always against you, and was always telling me to get shed of you somehow or other. She said I might live on the place, and that someone would help me along, and she said she would give me a few things along, but now she has kinder turned against your children, and I see now where I done wrong. The children said they would love to see you. I hope you will get a new trial and be a free man. Don't let Mother know I wrote you any letter. If you do, she won't let me stay on the place with your children. She has done said if I don't hold my tongue, she will put me off the place, and I will come close by saying, tear this letter up. I would not have my mother know I wrote you for nothing. From your wife until death, Samantha Lowe to Riley Lowe. I would have wrote sooner, but they was watching to see if I was going to write to you. Goodbye. And I guess Samantha was probably not happy about the fact that this letter was published in the newspaper, because she asked Riley to tear it up, but that was a letter that she wrote to him. Okay, and now I'm going to read you just a little part of the testimony of Angeline, Riley's mother-in-law, that she testified in court. One Sunday morning, September 9 last, my daughter, Samantha, came over to my house for fire. When she went back home, I heard her hollow what I understood to be, "Run here, Riley is burning Lonas up." I went over there, met Samantha outside the fence with the child in arms, and said, "What's the matter, son?" He said, "Riley gave me something to kill me. He said it was butter and a spoon and something in it to kill him." The child complained of his neck burning up. That is all he complained of. He said, "It's going to kill me. My neck is burning up." Riley did eventually get a Supreme Court hearing and was acquitted of the murder of little Lonas. It was determined that there was no evidence to show that this child died of any unnatural causes. But there's really no specifics as to what the child may have died of. And that doesn't explain why Riley was buying strychnine prior to the child's death. And also doing some research, symptoms of strychnine poisoning is burning sensation in your neck. I'm not sure if Angeline knew this and knew to say this, or if it was events that really actually happened. I'm still unsure of what happened to this poor child, and it's just sad that he was only 8 years old, and these people were just arguing back and forth and trying to pin one another of something to get rid of them. And in the meantime, this child was dead. I mean, it just makes me sad. So that's the story that I have on little Lonas Mullins, who passed away September 9th, 1900. I'm not sure where he's buried. He doesn't have a headstone that I'm aware of. He's probably, I would assume, buried in Smoky Junction with his mother, where his mother's buried at, but I can't say for certain. But that's the story that I have for you guys today. As always, I appreciate all your likes, comments, views, and shares. And if you like the content of my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the little bell button, you'll be notified anytime I upload any new videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.